There's a secret in trading that almost nobody talks about, and the few who truly understand it quietly rise to the top while everyone else keeps burning their accounts to the ground. Most traders will never discover it, not because it's hidden, not because it's complex, but because it feels so painfully simple that their brain rejects it. I'm talking about something I once ignored myself, until I met a trader who made more money in 1 year than I had made in 5, doing the exact opposite of what I was doing. I remember the moment clearly. He looked at me and said, "You're losing because you're working too hard." I laughed, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. That sentence haunted me for weeks. What do you mean I'm working too hard? Isn't effort supposed to produce results? Isn't grinding supposed to make you better? Isn't hustle the key to success? But what if the market doesn't reward effort? What if it punishes it? How many times have you felt that pressure to trade more? That itch when the chart moves even slightly and you feel like you're missing something? How many times have you thought, if I don't trade today, I'm falling behind? Maybe you've opened your platform after promising yourself you wouldn't. Maybe you've stared at a setup that isn't really a setup, but you convinced yourself it is because you're tired of waiting. Maybe you've taken a trade out of boredom, out of FOMO, out of frustration. And afterward, you already know, you ask yourself, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep sabotaging myself? Why does it feel like discipline is easy to understand, but impossible to execute? The truth is painful. Most traders are addicted to the wrong things. They're addicted to action, not results. They think success in trading comes from doing more, trying harder, taking more setups, being more active, pressing more buttons. But this mindset destroys people. It creates gamblers, not traders. It creates emotional chaos, not clarity. It creates stress, not progress. And when you combine that mindset with a market designed to manipulate impatience, the result is predictable. 95% of traders fail. Think about how most people approach trading. They treat it like a video game. They sit down ready to fight the market. They want action. They want movement. They want constant stimulation. But trading isn't a video game. It's not a battlefield. It's not a casino. Trading is a waiting game, a clarity game, a probability game. And most traders simply cannot accept that. They crave activity because activity feels productive. It feels like progress. It feels like doing something. But here's the paradox. In trading, the more you try to do, the worse your results become. The more decisions you try to make, the more mistakes you create. The more trades you take, the more emotional you become. And the more emotional you become, the faster you blow up. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this. Years ago, I watched 2 traders start with the exact same account size, $10,000 each. One of them, let's call him Mark, believed the secret to success was activity. He took trades every day, sometimes 10 or 20 a day. He believed in hustle. He believed in grinding. He believed that one of those trades would eventually hit big. The other trader, let's call him Daniel, took only 3 trades a week. Sometimes 2. Sometimes none. Mark laughed at him. "You're too slow," he said. "You're missing opportunities." But who do you think survived? Who do you think grew? A year later, Mark's account was gone. Not reduced. Gone. Daniel's account? He was up 72%. He didn't trade more. He traded smarter. He didn't chase. He waited. He didn't force the market. He let the market come to him. This is the part 95% of traders will never learn. Patience isn't passive. Waiting isn't lazy. Doing nothing is sometimes the most profitable thing you can do. But the reason most traders don't discover this is because they are trapped in the psychology of action. They believe movement equals progress. They believe more equals better. They believe effort equals reward. And this belief destroys them. I want you to imagine something. Picture a cougar in the wild. A predator built for precision, not chaos. The cougar does not sprint at every sound it hears. It does not leap at every piece of movement in the bushes. It doesn't exhaust its energy chasing low-probability targets. Instead, it watches. It listens. It stalks. It waits, sometimes for hours, sometimes for a full day. The cougar knows that one perfect attack is more valuable than 10 sloppy attempts. When the moment comes, it strikes with full conviction, fast, silent, certain. And that one strike feeds it for days. Meanwhile, the impulsive predator starves. Which one are you in the markets? The cougar or the headless chicken? Are you watching carefully or reacting emotionally? Are you choosing your targets or are you chasing everything that moves? Are you stalking high-probability setups or are you lunging at noise because you're bored? Let's go deeper. Why do most traders sabotage themselves? It's not because they're unskilled. It's not because they don't understand charts. It's because they cannot manage themselves. Think of the times you've entered a trade too early. Think of the times you've exited too soon. Think of the times you've moved your stop because you didn't want to take a loss. Those mistakes have nothing to do with strategy. They have everything to do with psychology. The secret that 95% of traders never learn is that trading is not about predicting markets. It's about mastering yourself. Let me give you another example. Imagine two traders both see the same breakout setup. Trader A jumps in immediately. No hesitation. He wants to catch the entire move. He wants to be early. He wants to feel like he's winning. Trader B waits. He watches how price behaves. He wants confirmation. He wants structure. He wants clarity. The breakout fails. Trader A loses money. Trader B saves money. But here's the twist. Trader A thinks the problem was the market. Trader B knows the truth. The problem was impatience. How many times have you lost money not because your strategy was wrong, but because your timing was emotional? Now let's talk about the mental traps that prevent traders from discovering the simple secret. The biggest one is the illusion of progress. When you take a lot of trades, your brain feels busy. It feels engaged. It feels like you're working hard, like you're doing something. But the market does not care how hard you work. It does not reward effort. It rewards precision. It rewards selectivity. It rewards discipline. And this is where traders break. They cannot handle inactivity. They cannot handle silence. They cannot handle waiting. They need stimulation. They need excitement. And that need costs them everything. There was a study once that found people would rather give themselves electric shocks than sit alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. If that's what humans do with silence, imagine what they do with charts. Without training, without discipline, without awareness, traders will always gravitate toward action, even if it destroys them. That's why 95% will never learn the simple secret. They can't handle boredom. They can't handle stillness. They can't handle waiting. But waiting is the edge. Think about the times you've been profitable. Think about the times you executed a setup perfectly. Think about the times everything aligned, the structure, the trend, the volume, the confluence. How often did those perfect setups appear? Once a day, once a week, once every 2 weeks? The truth is, great setups are rare. But great losses come every day, if you let them. Most traders spend their time hunting for opportunities when they should be hunting for clarity. They chase trades. They chase movement. They chase feelings. But the trader who thrives is the one who chases probability. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. I once knew a trader who made a rule for himself. 1 setup per day max. If it wasn't perfect, he didn't trade. Some days he placed no trades at all. People mocked him. They said he was lazy. They said he wasn't serious. But he knew something they didn't. He knew that discipline is not about controlling your actions. It's about controlling your impulses. Over a 5-year span, he compounded slowly, quietly, consistently, while loud traders blew up around him every month. One day he told me, "My edge isn't my strategy. My edge is my restraint." That line stuck with me forever. So what is the simple secret that 95% of traders never learn? Here it is. Your job is not to trade. Your job is to wait until the market pays you to trade. That's it. The market is not a place to perform. It's not a place to prove yourself. It's not a place to satisfy your ego. The market is a place where probabilities either align or they don't. And if they don't, you do nothing. If they do, you act with clarity. To develop this skill, you need mental conditioning. You need repetition. You need awareness. One exercise is to watch a full trading session without placing a single trade. Just observe. Notice how many times you feel the urge to take impulsive action. Notice how many times your brain tries to convince you that a mediocre setup is good enough. Notice how much emotional noise is inside you before you even click the button. Another exercise, review your last 20 losing trades and ask one question. Did I take this trade because it met my criteria or because I didn't want to wait any longer? The answer will change your life. Let's return to the cougar metaphor. Imagine the cougar goes hungry for a day, for 2 days, for 3. Does it panic? Does it sprint at every sound? No. It conserves energy. It waits patiently because it knows the moment of opportunity will come. Do you know what that level of confidence looks like in a trader? It looks like someone who is okay skipping a trade. It looks like someone who is okay missing a move. It looks like someone who understands that missing a trade never hurts you, but forcing one always does. As we move toward closing, I want you to imagine a different version of yourself. A version of you who isn't chasing trades, but letting setups come to you. A version of you who isn't affected by noise, but guided by structure. A version of you who isn't defined by wins or losses, but by discipline and clarity. That version of you exists. It's not a fantasy. It's a choice. And the choice starts with accepting the simple truth that most traders will never learn. The less you trade, the more you can earn. The more you wait, the more you see. The more patient you become, the more the market reveals itself. So I want you to walk away with a simple mantra. Say it to yourself whenever you feel anxious, whenever you feel impatient, whenever you feel tempted. Here it is. I don't chase the market. I let the market come to me. Repeat it until it becomes part of who you are. Because when this becomes your identity, not just your intention, everything changes. Now the question is simple. Will you be part of the 95% who never learn this secret? Or will you be part of the 5% who finally understand that mastery doesn't come from doing more? It comes from doing less with more discipline, more clarity, and more conviction. The market will keep offering noise. Your job is to wait for the signal.